Welcome back to Game Time. Time now to continue our series of barrier breakers with Laurel J. Richie, who was hired as WNBA President in April of 2011. Earlier today, our Vince Cellini spoke with Laurel.
Our barrier breaker didn't play basketball, but is shaping its future as President of the WNBA. Last year, Laurel Richie became the first African-American woman named President of a U.S. professional sports league, and she's kind enough to join us now. Hi, Laurel. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
It's great to be with you. So let's go back to last year. You have the social implications, and you're also facing the task at hand as president. That's quite a start, isn't it?
Absolutely. But, I think I knew what I was getting into, and the opportunity to help take the WNBA to the next level was exactly what I was looking for, and I'm just thrilled to have the first season under my belt.
What a wonderful season it was. Of course, you're a role model for young women who see you and aim high. And I wonder how much that guides your day-to-day work and how much you think about that during the course of a very, very busy day.
I absolutely think about it. I often reflect back on the people who shaped my life and sort of helped me along the way. And when I meet young women at games or meet with our fans or meet with young girls who are just starting their basketball careers, I just realize how important it is to be there and to take the time to meet with them and connect with them and tell my story, the good, the bad, and the ugly of it, because I think it's from some of the challenges that you learn the most.
Can you share with us some of that feedback from the WNBA players and their support, what you say to them, what they say to you?
That has been one of the most gratifying parts of this new position for me. The women of the WNBA are just amazing. They are at the top of their game in terms of competing in professional sports. They are in top condition, top shape, both physically and mentally. So to partner with them to grow this league is more than I ever dreamed of and more than I can ask for. And in fact, they are my role models in terms of how they lead their lives every day, stay committed to the sport, and then find time to give back to the communities in which we compete. It's really been a joy.
Okay, let's go way back. You grew up in suburban Cleveland, Shaker Heights, Ohio, and your father, Winston, is a former basketball player at Western Reserve and was a huge influence on you. And I read that he was once denied a chance to play in a college game in Louisville because of his race. This is before the whole civil rights movement. And look at this, years later, his daughter is president of the WNBA. And when I think about that, what an amazing journey this has been for your entire family.
Absolutely. I remember when I called my dad and said that I had been offered this position, and I could just through the phone hear his pride. And I think he immediately went back to his personal experience, and just you could hear him going through the whole journey of being an African-American player earlier on and not having the opportunity to compete, and then to have his daughter take on this position in a sport that he loved growing up and loves to this day. It doesn't get any better than that for him or for me, quite frankly.
And I know that's why you say that it's in your DNA to blaze trails. Is that right?
I think so. I grew up in a home where, unbeknownst to me when I was very young, my parents constantly took to new places. I remember when I was growing up and we moved, the house that I grew up in, they would not sell the property to my parents because they were African American. So they bought the land. A white friend of theirs bought the land, sold it to them, and we built our home there. And, I was, I think, in first or second grade and had no idea that this was going on around me. I was just raised to believe that I could do anything, and anything that I put effort and heart into, I would be successful. And now looking back, I see all the ways in which my parents blazed those trails seemingly effortlessly. And I know that's not true now, but growing up, they made it look very easy and sort of just handed that mantle over to myself and my sisters and brother.
Now you're blazing a trail, and I know it's early in your stint as president, but what do you hope will be your legacy or your mark as president of the WNBA? What are you hoping to accomplish ultimately?
I've joined this league when there are so many good things happening. We have our first league-wide marquee partner. We have women who we've been around for 15 years continuously, which is no small feat in this country. And I hope that my legacy is one where an organization that was already strong and already doing well just sort of took off and reached the next level under my leadership. And I hope that when I vacate this position, the society that we live in values our female athletes to the same degree that we value our male athletes.
Wonderful. Laurel Richie, thank you so much for spending time with us. Best of luck as you continue as president of the WNBA.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Vince, and thank you, Laurel. First African-American to lead a national sports league, Laurel Richie was named the third president in the WNBA's history in 2011, and the first with no sports connection before getting that job.